Hi, I'm Frank Rizzieri. I'm backstage, and I am interviewing Sacha Quarles. And here's Kevin Ryan. And, you know, from hairdresser to hairdresser, Sacha does movies. What movies do you do?
This year I have a movie called Men in Black 3. I have The Wedding with Robert De Niro and Diane Keaton. And I have Gangster Squad with Josh Brolin, Ryan Gosling, and Emma Stone.
Okay, so, I mean, I love period hair. So the gangster movie's probably the most period in hair?
Well, actually, a little trick on Men in Black, we go back in time.
Do you really? Oh, see, that's cool.
So
I love
we're
that.
doing 1960s, which
really?
is awesome. And it was.
Did you do all wigs for that?
No, actually, lots of hair pieces.
Really?
Probably about 30 wigs and about 150 to 200 hair pieces, creating volume and.
Do you work with the wig makers? Do you like specifically say, "Hey, I want this, I want this, I want this"? Is that how you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll design color, the texture of the hair,
right,
the density of the hair,
right,
the length.
So how long is the pre-production prior to the movie? Like before you start your first shoot day, how many days of pre-production do you have?
On Men in Black, I had 10 weeks.
10 weeks, right?
Which
yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah,
it's not normal.
Right.
It was awesome because we had some things going on that big movies like that usually get pushed and pushed and pushed.
Right.
Thank God they already hired me, so I got to hang out and get hair done.
Yeah.
Research. Make sure the period was correct, make sure the director would be happy with the period options I chose.
Exactly.
And then we just develop it and make it happen with my team.
Right. Do you have a budget sometimes with the hair? Do they give you a budget with the hair?
Yes.
They do.
And they are.
Do you always go over? Because I would be always going over with. No, not normally.
Not
pretty
normally.
good. Yeah.
This time we did because it was a little more excessive when it came to the amounts of people we were getting ready.
Really?
So when you want a certain amount of people done in a certain amount of time,
yeah, exactly.
you have to hire more hairstylists to get it done so production isn't waiting.
How many people are on your team usually for...
Well, we average on that movie, I'd say about 10 to 12.
Right.
But there were days there were 35.
Yeah,
there were days there were 45. There were days there were 2.
Right.
So it just depends on what types or amounts of people that had to be ready for 1960s.
Right. See, I could talk to him all day because I'm so intrigued by all.
But more importantly,
yeah. What are you doing, Kevin?
What about Nalu Waver? And
yes.
Because we always say Nalu is the best one for like a period 40s wave, the double barrel that we make. Do you
I
use
love your
that
double
one?
barrel. I do use your tools actually.
We got to make sure you get. I want your card because you're going to get everything you ever need.
Everything?
Everything. Well, tool-wise, I mean, no.
I'm just checking. I'm thinking I'm
tool-wise,
set for life here.
But I mean, I think we could really, set you up pretty well.
Well, I'm all about being set up pretty well. That sounds good to me.
And the one thing I would say about, when we're talking about hair and things, when you do shows, sometimes it's about not showing what you know what to do. It's just making hair appropriate for the show. And the same with movies. Sometimes it's harder to do hair that looks neglected probably than to do the hair that's done. But
it's so hard to do undone hair. That's my hardest thing.
It's the hardest. But the other thing that, if we're going out through modern salon is the fact that if you don't know all your basics and you don't know your history, you can't create a future. And you probably had to learn every era and every technique. And I think a lot of the kids, when they're resilient to learning sets and things, you don't get to be me and you don't get to be him or Frank unless you learn every darn thing there is. If you know what you can do, you can choose not to do it.
I was that kid. I was very resilient, but I worked hard and I still practice.
Yeah.
Every time I get a new period, I go back in the book and I practice setting and I practice recreating these looks that I wasn't alive for when they were hanging out. So, absolutely.
It's all about that. Practice. Everyone thinks it comes easy, but you got to work so hard.
No, I agree. And you know what? That's what I think education and helping the young people get better at what they're doing and understanding the craft is the biggest thing we could do as people that have worked hard to get to a certain place.
I think that's
the key. That's where I'm at.
It was great talking to you. Good luck with everything. All right, thank you.